Not all stress is created equal. Some stressors are brief and manageable, while others are persistent and deeply disruptive. To understand how stress affects health, social psychology and health psychology focus on stressors, the external events and internal conditions that trigger the stress response. A stressor is any demand, change, or threat that challenges an individual's capacity to cope. Stressors are not defined solely by their objective characteristics. What matters is how they are perceived and appraised. The same event may be experienced as mildly stressful by one person and overwhelming by another, depending on prior experience, resources, and social support. Social psychologists commonly categorize stressors into several broad types. One category includes daily hassles, the minor irritations and frustrations of everyday life. These might involve traffic, time pressure, interpersonal misunderstandings, or competing responsibilities. Although individually small, daily hassles can accumulate. Over time, their chronic presence may be more damaging to health than occasional major events. Another category involves major life events. These are significant changes that require psychological adjustment, such as moving, divorce, serious illness, job loss, or the death of a loved one. Even positive events such as marriage or career advancement can be stressful because they disrupt routines and require adaptation. What makes these events stressful is not simply their emotional intensity, but the sustained demand they place on coping systems. A third category consists of traumatic stressors, events that involve actual or threatened harm, serious injury, or loss of life. Natural disasters, violence, severe accidents, and combat exposure fall into this category. Traumatic stressors can overwhelm normal coping mechanisms and may lead to long-lasting psychological and physiological effects if not addressed. Central to the experience of stressors is psychological appraisal. Appraisal refers to how individuals interpret a situation and assess their ability to manage it. Primary appraisal involves evaluating whether an event is irrelevant, benign, or threatening. Secondary appraisal involves assessing available coping resources and options. Stress is most intense when individuals perceive high demands and low control. Individual differences strongly influence appraisal. Personality traits, past experiences, cultural expectations, and social roles all shape how stressors are interpreted. For example, a demanding workload may be appraised as an opportunity for growth by one person and as an intolerable burden by another. These differences help explain why stress responses vary so widely. Social context also matters. Stressors are often embedded within social structures. Poverty, discrimination, caregiving responsibilities, and job insecurity create chronic stressors that are not easily resolved through individual coping alone. Social psychology emphasizes that stress is not merely a personal problem, but often a reflection of broader social and institutional conditions. Importantly, stressors rarely occur in isolation. They often cluster, compounding their effects. A health crisis may coincide with financial strain or relational conflict, amplifying stress and increasing risk to well-being. Recognizing this cumulative burden is essential for understanding disparities in health outcomes. By identifying different types of stressors and the processes through which they are appraised, social psychology moves beyond simplistic notions of stressful people or stressful personalities. Instead, it highlights the dynamic interaction between individuals and their environments. Closing transition. Understanding stressors sets the stage for examining how stress influences illness and health outcomes. In the next section, we will explore how prolonged stress responses affect the body and contribute to disease, revealing why stress management is not a luxury, but a necessity for long-term health.